Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
We're in Way Media.
Welcome back to Midnight Viewing, where this season we're taking a look at George Romero's 1980 series, Tales from the Darkside. I'm Father Malone, and sharing the Midnight View with me are the Culture Cast's Chris Stachiw.
Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott Steel.
And the Projection Booth's Mike White.
Would you like some chicken tikka masala?
Tonight we're taking a look at two episodes from Season 3. Those are My Own Place and Red Leader. My Own Place is Season 3, Episode 15, originally aired on February the 18th, 1987, written by Ted Gershuni and Perry Lang, directed by Ted Gershuni, starring Perry Lang, also Harsh Nayar and Nancy Travis. This is either a clumsy take on the continuing treatment of immigrants in America or a modern remake of One Froggy Evening featuring a Hindu man and a nouveau riche yuppie with half a conscience. What'd you think of this one, Chris?
I'm actually a little disappointed that neither Mike nor I said Porkins get back here because of the title of Red Leader.
Now I'm on the leader. Yes.
What a fucking strange episode. But why? What's happening? So is his apartment a portal, a gateway? How do they change places? Are there beds? How they change place? What is going on? Because I'm so unbelievably confused, but the episode doesn't seem to think anybody who's watching it's going to, because it just zooms right on past any sort of explanation, as if we don't need one for why there's just a Hindu guy walking around this man's apartment. But hey, these cutaways to a bunch of Indian people clawing at someone is apparently explanation enough. This was a interminable episode of the show. I couldn't tell you what the hell is going on.
So he was an Indian guy? I thought he was a vampire.
Used to be.
He was at one point.
Oh, okay. Him and Marsha Cross used to be. Okay.
Fully clothed.
That he's been staked and dead. This is the ghost of the actual guy before he was a vampire. You see how that works?
Oh, okay. All right. And I guess it's one of these never-ending stories because there's the hole in the window and Lang gets thrown through there at the end, so it must have been caused by the last person that was here. Maybe the last person was Indian or was another tenant. And when she talked about how cheap the rent was, I was just waiting for there to be like a hellmouth in the wall that they had to sacrifice people to, because we know that cheap apartments come with the price.
That's
And
right.
yeah.
Food, you got a bit of organic garbage.
Yeah. On top of everything else, who was in on it is the question that I really want answered. Father Malone, what did you think of this episode?
I think apartment living is of deep concern to the writers of Tales from the Dark Side. All sort of living, urban living is up for grabs and constant dread that everyone's going through. Yeah, this is just a clumsy metaphor for yuppies in New York and their treatment of immigrants, right? They're enjoying their culinary skills, letting them wash their clothes, and basically pretending they're invisible for the rest of the time. That's what it seems like to me. Or was this all in his head? And wouldn't it be great if it was all in his head? Because what kind of bizarre mythology to make up for oneself? There's a Hindu man who appears only when I'm around, and he's really nice to me, and he tries to help me in every single way. I can't fucking stand him.
And he makes really good food that I've taken to as well.
Oh, yeah. Where does he get the ingredients? He's out there cooking, and I guess he's beating the guy's clothes with a stone to wash them.
Yeah.
What is the problem here? Come on.
I was waiting for the downside. Hey, by the way,
yeah,
here's Perry Lang in my mind. Hey, Wally, it's my best friend, and he's dancing. Thank you.
Where do I know Perry Lang from? Because as soon as I saw him, I thought he looks like he's been in something playing a blind man, and I could not put my finger on it. What? And the closest I got was he was in something where there was a blind character, but I don't remember him playing a blind. And like, it was just like, was he in a TV show as a blind kid or what?
Must have been at some point, right? Like everyone around to those days.
Yeah, he was in Jennifer 8, which is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
With Uma Thurman, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Andy Garcia, my best friend, Andy Garcia. Yeah.
That's a garbage flick.
Mm-hmm. It was real bad.
Apparently, they had one day of a setup in a park where they got to film a guy riding a bike to and from the camera. That was a big cutaway to remind us that this was on location at some point. At one point near the end, he comes in and he lays down, and they ADR'd the line in, "I'm tired. I gotta sleep." Thank God they ADR'd it in, or we would not have known what his intention was when he laid down.
Show don't tell, Father Malone. Don't you understand? In this day and age of moving pictures with sound, why would we ever show? Why would we do such a thing? Why would we? Like,
all about telling.
Yeah.
He comes home and all right, as much as he hates him, as soon as he gets back to his apartment, he's always, "Ram, let me tell you about my day."
Yeah, you don't seem really put out by the fact that this guy's here cooking you food and giving an interest in who you are. Like, I failed to see what the problem is.
Okay, so we don't get that, and also, where is this connection even coming from?
It seems indeterminable to me.
A window inside the apartment? Like, I don't get when he's putting boards up on this other window. I'm like, is this where Ram comes from, I guess?
Is it the Indian lady that owns the building?
It is interesting that it's an Indian lady that sells him the apartment, but then it's a white lady that sells it to the next person.
So it's some lame John Landis Twilight Zone, the movie kind of thing, where he's being forced to experience what the life was like of immigrants before they came here, because that's what it feels like. Is that number 285 somehow supposed to be a magic number? They're renting the apartment for only $285. That's like a big deal. That's the number. Like, they don't give us a goddamn thing, and it's really frustrating because I think it's really intriguing.
Oh yeah,
I would love to know more. That's about it. That's the problem, right? Because that's where they leave it. It's just ends up being an interesting idea that goes nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry. It's still the same Indian lady at the end.
It is the same. I was about to say, isn't it the same? It's the same.
It's a white lady she's selling to.
My take of what the episode is, and again, like maybe this is, and again, Father Malone, this is what you were hinting at. My take on the episode is that there's more going on that we're just never keyed in on. And that the Indian woman who owns the building that we see giving the apartment to her twice is the one who's in on it. We're just not seeing whatever it is she's doing, her machinations. Why? I don't know. It's like the episode doesn't think we would care or are interested or what have you. Or maybe it's one of those Damon Lindelof mystery box things where they create a mystery box but have no intention of ever opening it. And because it's a short form TV show anthology they can get away with not and just go weird things happen in Tales from the Dark Side, because that was always the Twilight Zone's thing. If you think about it, it's what's the explanation? It's the Twilight Zone. Okay, but that's just the explanation sometimes. And why is that not good enough here, I guess, is the question, right? Because I don't think it's done particularly well, I think is the issue.
Because it's done way too specifically here. It's like this Hindu family, and he keeps flashing to this guy's life in apparently India. And then when the guy when he finally banishes him or tosses him out the window or allows him to suicide himself out that window, like when he flashes to India, he doesn't become the guy because the guy's dead in front of him. He becomes the other thing who's being like marauded by, I don't know, the guy's friends and family or something, like, and they throw him out it's so specific. It's like there's clearly a tale at work here, but they don't want to give us any of the information that can help us fill it in. And ordinarily, I'm fine with not knowing, but this is so fucking specific. I got to know something more.
Ted Gershuni, why India? Why, baby? Why India? Why?
For $285 a month, you expect a roommate. Come on. And this guy's a great roommate. He's never there when you have a woman around. He's not there. And when he's, oh yeah, I used to listen to my sister and brother-in-law getting it on all the time. I'm like, okay, weird flex, but all right, thanks for not bothering me here.
Yeah, and he allows you to take the food he's made and fucking claim it that you cooked it. Like, you come off great for dates at I don't know.
Oh, God, yeah.
This guy's better than Casper.
And why is Rom dead?
And why hasn't Lang ever bought any furniture for his house?
He's a yuppie banker who's poor, right?
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I didn't understand. Like, why? Like, he's a yuppie banker who has no money.
Is
he really a yuppie banker then?
We see him acting as a banker in one scene, and he loses everything, and he's calling, going, "Please help me." So yeah, maybe this 285 place is the best he's ever going to do.
Rather ineffectual. Rather ineffectual yuppie banker.
If only there were more like that.
Yeah, I guess I wish I knew what the moral of the story is here, because to both of y'all's points, Ted Gershuni seems to be angling at something. I just don't know what. And if he knows, he hadn't made it clear to the rest of the... Is there just a scene missing where it's like a cutaway to that Indian lady just talking to somebody else and more or less like Basil expositioning the entire episode? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like we're missing literally one scene that's maybe 45 seconds long that would explain every single thing that's more or less indescribable that happens.
I agree with you, but I would go further. Frequently throughout the episode, it felt like scenes were cut short. Like they were leading somewhere, and there was some other sort of conversation that was about to happen, and then it cuts really abruptly into other things. It felt like they made an episode that was too long and then fashioned it down into something that they could still air, and it made comprehensible sense. Not.
I was going to say, I think they're giving themselves way too much credit for how much sense it makes, because I think it makes barely any sense, and there has to be some explanation for why it's India. Because as someone who loves India and Indian cinema, you don't just go to India in 1987. That's oddly like such a specific thing. Like, of all the places to go, why India? No explanation. All right.
I feel like that the actor was just hanging around after the vampire episode, and they're like, "Hey, we got a perfect thing for you."
Yeah. I hope that was it. Actually, I hope they were just like, write him something. I don't care what it is. Just we're gonna do it. We love this guy.
Harsh Nayar.
He's great.
He's fantastic. He's the best part of the episode, 100%.
Yeah. He's the guy that killed Gandhi. I think I brought that up the last time.
I think you did.
Yeah. I am curious. I was just looking to see if Perry Lang is out there on the socials or anything. He's not, unfortunately. He became more of a director than an actor. His last movie was directed in 2018. I want to know if they've done this on God Awful Movies, because he directed one called An Interview with God. An up-and-coming journalist finds his world and faith increasingly challenged when he's granted the interview of a lifetime with someone who claims to be God.
Oh boy, do I want to see that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
David
Strathairn
of a lifetime.
Leslie Neal. Oh, who?
David Strathairn, who's like a really good actor.
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say like Leslie Nielsen or Stacy Keach or something.
I honestly, with that title, I expected Kay Sorbs or Rob Schneider or James Woods.
Kay Sorbs, Arshni, Jay Woo. Just give them all really undeserved nicknames
Rob
that sound
Davi. I don't know how that goes.
Ardav.
Ardob. There you go.
Yeah, Robert Davi, that guy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy,
David
yeah.
A.R. White. Some of those
I
other
bummed a bunch of
classic.
cigarettes off of me and like just put them in his pocket and walked away. He didn't even
Who,
smoke.
Davi?
That's a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. What about John Voight?
I've never.
Oh boy. Check out this boner I got.
All right. Our next episode is Red Leader. This is season 3, episode 6. Aired originally on February the 15th, 1987. Written by Edith Swenson. Directed by John Harrison. Starring Joe Itada. Right before he owned the Peach Pit over on Beverly Hills 90210. Also Carmine Caridi. He plays 2 different characters in the Godfather films. Also Brioni Farrell and Peter Bromelo as Red Leader. Anyone want to describe this one?
Yeah, I would like to take a swing at it. So, you know how we were talking about Robert Davi and John Voight a second ago? So, imagine, if you will, Donald Trump. More or less, it's just like what happens if a real estate asshole of the late 80s caught the attention of the devil, and the devil was like, you would be doing me a lot better of a job by just being in hell. Let come to hell. And the guy goes, no, see, I'm like a good guy. But he knows he's not a good guy, I think. I assume. And it is the entire episode is just the devil trying to get this guy to either kill himself or allow himself to be killed and or die. It's how close am I, Father Malone? Close? 100%? 90% of the way there?
It's that, that the guy thinks he has a chance of redeeming himself. The devil says that you have no chance. You should make a deal with me now. The problem is there's no moment of you got to make the deal now, because if you don't, you're just going to be fucked forever in hell with me. And
where's that?
Yeah, there wasn't that. There was ultimately it turns into hooray, let's all do some evil together, which is fine. I don't mind. Let's all do evil together, but there was no stakes. It felt in the episode like this guy started on top and then continued on top and then ended on top.
And he's, I'm such a good guy. It's not like you're an asshole. Like, it's very obvious the way he's written. He's overwritten in a way where it's, and then right before I die, I'll repent. Said who that wasn't a fucking asshole? Like, what? There's no person who's ever said that in a fictional thing that is not a villain.
But
or,
then rule. You can add on the deathbed. I believe in Jesus Christ. John 3:16. Boom. Right up to heaven.
Look at Jimmy Savile. He never even confessed to what he did, so he got away with it and went to heaven per their rules. I don't know. Like, is that how this works? If you're never brought to burden on the things you do, they just not happen? You just go to hell or heaven, like based on the things people know? I don't understand.
You can get 34 felony convictions and still just go right into the White House. You're okay, man. You're
what
all right.
if I just kicked people out? What if I kicked poor people out of buildings? What if we did that? Could I redeem myself? It's God. It's such of a time, but yet, man, that time's still sticking around.
Here's what I really liked about the episode. Here's what I've been liking about Edith Swenson in general is that she comes up with fucking fantastic concepts. Like halfway through this episode, this guy's partner, who he killed, comes up out of hell and he needs to do better in hell. He's just a fucking drone and he wants to be a minion. So he needs to prove to them what a cocksucker he was on Earth. But by doing that, he will expose his living partner. And he doesn't need that because he thinks he still has a chance to get into heaven. I love that as a fucking central. That could be an entire film as far as I'm concerned. These two guys each trying to get into either heaven or either do better in hell or try to get into heaven. I don't know. That was tantalizing. And then having his living partner instead advocate for all of his good deeds, which would be the end of any sort of Disney movie. Like, we're going to keep you out of hell. I'm going to tell them all the good things you're doing. But instead, it's fucking the guy by making his position worse in hell. Love that. Really.
Yeah, there are some good ideas here. I honestly, between some of the ideas that they have and then also the actual set decoration, which I thought looked very nice and very yuppie. I think that they had their finger on the pulse there. So yeah, it felt like Patrick Bateman, businessman type of thing.
And you know what? That office looked very much to me like a morgue. All those drawers.
Oh yeah. It kind of reminded me of the what do you call it? The office where that guy who would turn himself into a cocoon because of the safety thing that he had so he could never get killed.
Oh, yeah. And last season, I forget the name, but yes, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Brioni Farrell is really sexy. I just want to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Especially when she like takes off or what, like the hat or whatever and shakes out her hair. I was like, oh yeah, I always enjoy that.
Yeah, and we get basically like the living manifestation of the end of Creepshow with Ups and Pratt, where the widow's "I hope you die."
Oh yeah,
we get it in the flesh kind of here. And which, by the way, I really liked. That was clever. Where the devil's just, you know what? I don't think we need to negotiate at all. Let me get in someone here who's just going to fucking kill you.
Here's the gun. I made the gun disappear, and now it's reappearing right in front of you. Wouldn't it be a shame if you used it? Like, and then I like how she kicks his body down. Okay, so here's my favorite part of the episode. She's just, what's that hole in the ground? And then by the end of it, she's like, you know what? Not only do I not care what the hole in the ground is, fuck you, motherfucker, and just punts his body into the hole after she's done shooting him. Like, later. I'm just like, wow. This episode, I like it. Just, it goes so far in each direction, but I enjoyed this episode. I think the most of the episodes we've seen in a while. This one has some interesting ideas. I would have, I think to your point, Father Malone, preferred it maybe be a little longer, take some of the wrinkles that they added to an otherwise straightforward idea and expound upon them further even.
A little bit of John Harrison ingenuity here. At one point, the devil, in order to convince Joe Itada of his past misdeeds, takes a diamond and he spins it on the desk, and it turns into a flashing red light, and we just hear the audio of it. So we do get the visual in effect, because we're seeing this kind of clever thing that they're doing and hearing the audio. I thought that's a great workaround.
Yeah, that was really nice. I like that, with that little spinning diamond as your audio device. I was like, oh, that's pretty clever. I like that.
Kudos.
Yeah, big time kudos.
It's nice when somebody has some kind of style or something visually interesting to say, because it doesn't seem like a lot of people rise to the occasion when given the opportunity.
His episodes always look great. He always comes in and tells the story that's on the page, even if that story happens to be poorly constructed. All right, on the next episode of Midnight Viewing, we're going to take a look at the next 2 episodes of season 3. Those are Everybody Needs a Little Love and Old Acquaintances. That's old, like old lang syne. Midnight Viewing is a proud member of Weirding Way Media Group, and our theme song was composed by HP with an assist by Donald Rubenstein. Until next time, what are you working on? Where can people find it, Chris Stachiw?
You can find everything that I work on over at weirdingwaymedia.com, other than one other podcast that is a Patreon exclusive. And I'm going to kick it over to Mike White because he's involved and he can tell you where to find it.
I'm very involved. It's called Rankin' on Bond, and you can find that over at Chris and I's respective Patreon, which is patreon.com/culturecast. That's with a K, or patreon.com/projection booth. And let's not forget Father Malone's Patreon, which is available at patreon.com/Father Malone.
Yes, thank you. And keep it here on Midnight Viewing every Sunday and or Monday. We get the Father Malone's Weekly Roundup, where I take a look at the current things going on in the world. And every other Friday now, HP from Noise Junkies and Night Mr. Walters and I are engaged in Midnight Viewing's Fusco Fest, where we're taking a look at the works of screenwriter John Fusco. So far, we've got Crossroads and the Young Guns films. And we're moving on to Thunderheart and the Babe. And we've been talking to John Fusco. You might want to check out some future episodes of that. Until next time, try to enjoy the daylight.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.